Today I'm going to share with you about Wordle. I'm going to explain what it is, how to use it, benefits to using the tool in an educational setting, educational uses, and finally I will conclude. Wordle is a program that's internet-based, and you can type in words and it creates word clouds, and it kind of looks like a crossword of words and of ideas and concepts, and people can use it for concept mapping, idea webs, and those are just two examples. Right now I'm actually going to show you how to use it. And you're going to need to go to either Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox. Any internet browser will work. And in the address line, you're going to type in wordle.net, not .com. This is your home screen. You have different options at the top. You have Home, Create, Gallery, Credits, and so forth. At the bottom here are previous Wordles that have already been created and published to Wordle. So obviously anybody can see this. So if you are in an educational setting, you might want to be cautious about having your students write their first and last name. And at the bottom you can see too, it's by Meredith and Jonathan and another Jonathan. So just be cautious if you do have your students actually publish, but there's other options to show your work as well. Right now we're going to go to Create Your Own. And this is where you type in all the text you would like to see in the Wordle that you actually finish. And I'm a third grade teacher, so I teach 8 and 9-year-olds. So this is a nice program for them to actually be able to use and manipulate. And we are learning about plants and animals. So I'm just going to type in words that happen to go with these categories. And I'm going to type in food chain. Notice that I have it hyphenated there. I'm going to do food web separate, because when you go to go, this is where you can do a lot more than this. You can hit go, and it's going to randomize and put those words in a Wordle, and it's going to usually come up with a security. Just go ahead and hit run with the Java. And here is your Wordle that you just created with the words from the previous screen. If you notice, you have food chain that's hyphenated, so if you do have multiple words, just make sure you signify somehow that it is one word, like food chain. And you can see here we have food and web, so those have been separated. Then you can edit it. You can go to language. My students would go to font and change the font. And this is nice, they can easily manipulate it. You can change the color. You can change the layout, how you want it to be oriented. At the bottom, this is where you can save it to public gallery. That's what I mentioned at the very beginning of Wordle, the home screen where you can save it to public. You can also randomize it. So again, it changes things once again. And I kind of think that's cool, so we're going to keep it. You can just print it from here. You can open it in a window, and it does the same thing. After you print it, this would be a good time for students to actually share what they have done. So that is how you use Wordle. And some of the benefits of using Wordle in an educational setting or in a tool is it can be a great graphic organizer. You can have a nice concept map. You can have an idea generator. This is great for kids to work on typing. It's a good introduction to manipulating technology and working with technology. And some of the educational uses, again, it's another concept mapping. For younger kids, it's great pre-writing. When they're trying to just get their ideas down, they want to show it in a different way. And it's also a good assessment tool. You can always go back and look at the home screen on Wordle. For an assessment tool, we have the U.S. Constitution. So this student actually produced a work that has a whole bunch of information and words that they feel are important with the U.S. Constitution. So that's another option you can use with Wordle too. I have showed you so far what it is, how to use it, benefits to using the tool in an educational setting, educational uses. I hope you've learned something new.